So hello everyone. We are live. So I woke up at like 1:30 this morning, and by the time I got to work, Spirit literally said to me, put in PTO, take a couple hours off. So I was like, okay. Literally told me to leave at 2. All right, that I'd be done at 2, right? That I would leave at my 2 o'clock break. That's what I heard anyway. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to my director of operations and the head of HR who was in there. And she's helping me put in the request on my phone for the time off. And I was like, okay, well, I want to put in 2.5 hours. And she goes, well, you can't put in a half. You have to put in either 2 or 3. So I'm sitting there in my head like, Spirit, 2 or 3. Spirit goes 3. Which means I'm out at 1:30. And it just so happened that I went live at exactly 2 o'clock because the first time I loaded this for 1:55, the camera wasn't loading in the background and I had to restart, and it took, well, until exactly 2 p.m. So we're here. And I don't know why yet. Spirit had me put in fucking PTO, okay? That's a first. But I am going to pull Pineapple Charming. So if you guys want to know for sure, given you don't need a charm from Pineapple Charming to know that this is your message. If you know, you know. For those of you who are spiritually disinclined or intuitively challenged, these are for you, okay? And for those who need it in case of spiritual emergency. Like, pay attention. I don't care how good your intuition is. Pay attention, okay? So, we've got... Which is interesting because at work this morning, I was guided to listen to my Watch Later playlist. I don't know. It might be for me too, AP Adams. I don't know. But I was listening to my Watch Later playlist, and of course it's going through different things that I was just guided to watch later, right? And I listened to 2 different videos about, and mind you, I've never really... Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've never really been into the Bible. Like, I've never read it. My parents left the Catholic Church when I was almost 12. And I've always been super spiritual, right? I just always felt like my relationship with the Creator, whatever it is, was very intimate, right? I do as I'm guided. So I was listening to these videos about angels and the different types or classifications, right? The different tiers of angels. Oh, hi, Amber. I was listening to the different tiers of angels and the descriptions of angels, and from obviously a couple different people, right? And some of them you could tell like are real close to the church, and some of them are more just curious, right? They're not religious either, but they're more just curious and fascinated by the different stories in it. And so I'm listening to this message, and I'm going to get to all the charms in a minute, okay? If you guys want to sneak peek and you can tell by what they are on the screen, that's fine. They're here, okay? But I'm listening to these messages, and one of them was talking about how the principles and the powers, that a third of all of angels had fallen, right? And served with the fallen Lucifer, who then became Satan. And the principles and the powers and the different angels that fell, and how it started the war on earth with humans, and that some angels are here on earth, unbeknownst to them, they're angels. And likewise with quote unquote demons or fallen angels, right? This evil versus good, or high versus low, because All of them, no matter who I listen to, all of them distinguish the tiers of angels as being higher and lower as a form of distance, not power or rank. Okay, but a distance as closest to God and farthest from God. Humans being right in the middle, right in the middle. So I'm listening to this and I'm thinking to myself, angels and demons, right? Or angels of the high and angels of low, which would be more accurate, right? Angels of the most high and angels of the most low are all here fighting for power, right? They're fighting for power and over souls, right? Which apparently only humans have. Only humans have a soul, right? Angels are of service to the high, the most high, or the most low. And I thought to myself, because how I view energy, right? There's high alignment, high vibrational feelings and energy, and low vibrational feelings and low vibrational energy. I was also listening to the Peace Dealer because he was doing something. And if you don't know who he is, I highly recommend looking him up on YouTube because he's awesome. But he was doing something. It was one of his most recent videos. I think it was literally posted within the last 24 hours. And he was talking about the first 4 signs, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and how Cancer and the emotions are the psychic intuition, right? And that Cancer has been equated with emotions, but it's not emotions, it's intuition, and how the two have been confused in order to keep people from their most high, right? It's a tool or a tactic to keep people from their most high by the powers that be here on earth. And I'm listening to these different videos about powers and principles and how they rule different nations and all these different things, right? From multiple different sources. And I thought to myself, because I'm Cancer moon and Cancer rising, and I've got my 29-degree Cancer moon getting nailed by Lilith, right? Lilith just passed it. I have it nailed by Mercury right now. I'm going to have it nailed by the sun during this Venus retrograde, and it's all opposing a 29-degree Pluto Capricorn, okay? So I'm getting all of these crazy intuitive bangs in opposition, which is an integration of this Pluto Capricorn energy. And I'm like, all right, because integration is revelation. So I'm getting all of these different downloads, especially with Mercury on it, right? I'm getting all these different downloads. And I thought to myself, as long as you are in a state of joy, as long as you are in a state of peace, as long as you are in a state of trust, as long as you are in a state of gratitude, you are in alignment with the Most High. You are in alignment with Source, God, Creator, Universe, Spirit, whatever you want to call it, the Most High. When you are in alignment with those feelings that nothing can disturb your peace, that nothing can disturb your gratitude, that nothing can disturb your bliss state, your presence here, the gift, right, of life, the gift. If you are enjoying life, then you are in the presence, in the energy of the Most High. Hey, Tanya. Then you're in the presence of the Most High. You're embodying that energy. If you're feeling depressed, if you hate your life, if you're super stressed out, if you're in high anxiety, if you're feeling tension, right? If you're feeling volatile and angry and all of these different things, like truly malicious, or all of those lower energies, afraid, right? Worried, doubting the self, insecure, you're in the energy of the most low. Think about that. You're in the energy of the most low. And when we are in the energy of the most low, we manifest dis-ease. We manifest illness, right? Which creates death. The opposite of life, right? The opposite of the gift. We take it away. We fall into the most low, or the realm of shadow, right? We talk about the light, and the light is everything that we see. It is all of creation. It is the conscious manifest, right? This is the conscious. It is in the subconscious and the unconscious realms of the mind where fear and doubt and all of this worry and anxiety take over, that we are in the energy of the most low. So as long as you are here on this earth, finding gratitude, because you can switch. That's the beauty of humans. We have this in-between neutral zone where we get to choose. We get to choose the energy of the Most High, and we get to choose the energy of the Most Low, whatever we prefer to feel. And we are made to believe that the energies of the Most Low are normal, natural, a part of life, when they are not a part of life. Life is a gift. Life is beautiful. Life is filled with joy and beauty and things to be grateful for. The energy of the Most High is what gave life. Think about that. When Adam and Eve committed the first sin, they were in energy of the Most High and fell through knowledge and out of paradise, right? They fell to this space and were given freedom to choose. What do you want to choose then? Because you were in the energy of the Most High and you gave into temptation. So now you have to choose. Do you want to go low or do you want to go high? Right? They fell. There's different tiers of closest to God and farthest from God. That is essentially what these different videos were talking about. And so I thought in terms of energy and in terms of duality, right? We have this high masculine and high feminine, and we have this low masculine and low feminine. These alchemist energies and these vampiric energies. What do you choose? Because the vampiric energy, the low energy, the fallen angels, right, the lowest of the low, are here trying to get you and pull you into the dark. The death while living, the hating your life, can't wait to die shit. That's what they want. They want you to be stressed out. They want you to be miserable. Toxic counterparts, right? We're going to talk about toxic counterparts that we can't seem to let go of. They're the lowest of the low, trying to pull you down out of this gratitude for life. Think about that. We should be aligning with people that bring us joy. Everybody else is not our problem. They already chose their path, and they can choose differently at any time. So long as they are in this human form, they can choose differently at any time. All that matters is what you choose. Do you choose to be grateful in a state of peace, in a state of joy, in a state of happiness, a state of gratitude? Or do you choose to be stressed out? Do you choose to be upset? Do you choose to worry? Do you choose to be afraid? Do you choose to be not enough? Or do you accept that you've always been enough? You're in alignment with the highest of high. Angels of the Most High, that's what we call to. That see us. Right? If you read descriptions of the seraphim, these angels with eyes that see everything, right? If you think about the cherubim, right? And all these different tiers of high angels, the archangel, Michael, right? If you think about the different guides and guardians that we have here that we call upon them and they come when we ask, realign me to the Most High. Purify my mind. My mind is dirty with shadow. My mind has been infiltrated and tainted by the lowest of low. Purify my mind. Return me back to the Most High. And you will be in a state of gratitude for all that has happened in your life. Because you realize it is nothing but a challenge to take you from your peace, but you have definitively decided peace. You have definitively chosen love. You've definitively chosen gratitude, and nothing can take you from it. You're aligned with the Most High. So whatever message ends up coming through short of that one, because obviously that one needed to come out first, whatever message transpires is to align you with the energy of the Most High, the creator of the Most High, not the false of the Most Low, but the energy creator of the Most High, right? That is the whole point of whatever message comes out. It is to help you see the Most Low in front of you so that you can choose of your own free will to find gratitude and then align with the Most High, no matter what that means. If it means changing your reality, if it means changing your associations, if it means considering new work or new partnerships or a new place to live, whatever it is. Can you hold faith in the Most High that has got you so long as you stay aligned with it? That's the whole point of this message. Okay. So the charms. We've got a roll of the dice. All right, we've got a roll of the dice, which is interesting because some people, you know, life seems easier. And some people roll snake eyes, right? And they get dealt a really shitty roll, right? And yet anybody can change their luck, right? Anybody can change their luck. So I'm going to get to this one in a second. We've also got a DJ here. So you may be a DJ. You may have been spinning music all day, listening to playlists, right? We've also got Hennessy. So you or someone you know that this message will pertain to may have Hennessy in particular, but liquor, right? It is liquor. But in particular, Hennessy. We also have tequila. Okay, so this definitely is pertaining to people that drink liquor in general, but it may be particular to Hennessy or tequila. All right. I've also got, looks like a strawberry Starbucks something or other. Okay. I've got a couple different flavors in here. So this one's strawberry. It's pink. It could also be watermelon because I've got that charm too. All right. Yeah, that's cool. I got to get more of, speaking of tincture, right? I got this. I fucking love this. And it's almost, it's almost out. I get this from Dreamer Apothecary. I keep her linked in the description, but well, her, but this is mine. Her temple mist. It smells amazing. I've also got this happy sunshine nestled in a cloud, right? And so this is my feeling safe and secure and happy just in your own secluded state, right? Just in your own secluded state, not necessarily being, you know, out there for everybody else, but just kind of enjoying your own essence. Yeah, right. Happy PTO. I was like, all right, Spirit, I'm taking PTO today. All right. What the fuck? And then I've got the sign language for I love you. Okay, so that may be significant for you, especially if Lala just put it up there in the in the live chat. So yeah, that's a symbol for I love you. We've also got our sausage / brat / kielbasa, whatever it is. So you may be a country of origin where that is something you're known for, like Germany or Poland or something else where, you know, the brats or sausages are known. We also have the love letter. All right, we've also got the love letter. So there may be a message coming through where love is the intention. Beef. Yeah, beef, pork. I mean, you know, there's all kinds of, it's all kinds. So let's see. We've also got a pink unicorn rocking horse. You may have a one-of-a-kind baby girl. We've also got a green mermaid. And I have different color mermaids in here. This one in particular is green. I know. I had fun doodling in between doing all the July readings. It's made my life so much easier. It really has. I was just sitting here like, all right, let's be solution oriented. We've got the axe. All right. So that may be significant. You may have someone who works in the fire department, know someone, you may do it yourself, or may be in a career that involves lumber or trees or something that would involve an axe. Okay. We've also got bells. They could be wedding bells or Christmas bells. That includes, oh my God, I'm just thinking of it like every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. So we're talking an opening about angels, right? And the bells come out. So yeah, it could be church bells, wedding bells, angel bells, Christmas bells. Right, Carol of the Bells. Anything to do with bells. All right. We've also got a red sheep slash ram. It could also, I guess, be considered a ram. So Aryan energy. We've also got the cross, which is ironic because I was talking about the Catholic Church, right, where my parents started, and religion in the Bible. So that might be significant for you. We've got the cross here, especially if you grew up in a religious household and don't necessarily find yourself in alignment with structured religion, but still hold some kind of fascination or respect for the different teachings and stories, however you would view the Bible, right? Yeah. Heart chakra, exactly. Which is interesting because if you think about the Catholic Church, right, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we make the cross and it's over the heart chakra, right? We've also got the World card here. We have that multiple times. We have the world, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Star down here. So let me show you all these. I might as well just get them all on here. All right, so we've got the 3 different tarot cards that came out. The Star, the Wheel of Fortune, and the World. This is about fortune changing, right? Fortune changing, major healing going on, wish fulfillment, and cycles closing. It could also be a worldwide thing, okay? Especially with the nodal flip coming up. Yeah. Yeah. The World card is also associated with fixed energy. Yeah, the World card associated with fixed energy. Wheel of Fortune is associated with Jupiter, which is both Sagittarius, which most of us know, and Pisces. Jupiter was Pisces' original planet before Neptune was discovered. And then the Star card is Aquarian energy. All right. We also have, as far as beads go, we've got Pisces, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay. And then letters, we have Y and E. Okay. Y and E. Charm cards. No. Go be creative and make your own. I had too much fun making mine. You don't need me to make it for you. And then the last one that I saved and put to the side was the toxic charm. Okay. And this is to let you know that, one, this reading may be triggering. Okay. It may absolutely bring up things that are needed to be faced, not necessarily wanted to be faced. Okay. It's probably something that's been buried, and it is to align you with the Most High, right? Which means we are going down to recognize the most low in order to elevate it. Okay. So please be aware this reading could be talking about toxic dynamics, and toxic energy within the self that needs to be transmuted and elevated so that you can heal and realign, right, with the energy of the Most High. So with that said, I hope the charms serve you well. Those of you who need them, right? That's why I do what I do. Pineapple charming. Thank you much. Appreciate your beautiful fluffy presence. And now we're going to get into it. All right, Spirit. It's showing me decks of cards to use now. We're on a roll now. I'll timestamp in the description for that overall opening message, the pineapple charms, and where the card readings start. So I'll have them all in after the live is done. Thank you to everybody who's leaving comments, by the way. I fucking love y'all in the chat. And thank you for the likes, those of you who have put that up there so far. I appreciate you. All right. So the cards Spirit has guided to me first are my Harrow cards. Now, Harrow, for those of you who are not familiar, are Dungeons and Dragons cards. Okay, they're straight up D&D cards. But when I was guided to get them, I have really only ever used them for readings, which is interesting because each of these cards has alignment: lawful, neutral, and chaotic, good, neutral, and evil. Okay, and there's combinations of all 6 because you can be double neutral. There are such a card as double neutral, right? Depending on the alignment. And I find it interesting how Spirit has used these cards. So we're going to see who this entails because these energies typically denote who. All right, and these are what Harrow cards look like. I don't have the box anymore because, well, my toxic counterpart ripped it in a drunken state. So that is why I keep them in my mini treasure box over there. But these are what they are. I found this deck in particular on eBay, but you can find them, I'm sure, if you just looked up Harrow cards and shopping, you find them. All right, if you're interested or curious about them. All right, Spirit. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? What insight is most important for those seeking alignment to the Most High? We've got the eclipse. Oh, I know there's more. Okay. Who else? The desert. The desert came out in another reading I did last summer. I remember that reading. The dance and the publican. All right, we got the survivor on bottom. And the forge on top. Very Hephaestus energy. I love you too. I love you too. So, let's read these two first. Let's read the Forge and the Survivor first. The Forge is a strength card, which corresponds with the abilities and topics of war, battle, and honor. So, the Forge is lawful, neutral. Okay. Strength. The Forge evokes strength through great diversity. The blacksmith represents those who can survive the Mephit's trial by fire. But the Forge's fire is so strong it burns many to cinders instead. This card often represents a dangerous event that needs many sources of strength to overcome. So if we think about this as a collective message, right, and not just who, but overall energy, it's talking about the Forge being great diversity. And if you think of it, you know, who can survive the Mephit's trial by fire? Because if you look, there are these little creatures up here and over here. These little like fiery looking fae things. They're the Mephits. Okay. It's the trial by fire. And if you think of Earth as the forge, right? And all of the different cultures and all of the different races and all of the different religions, right, are highly diversified. And it's a neutral, right? I was talking about Earth and humans being in a neutral zone, but bound by law, which is order, right? Divine order. There is a rhyme and a reason, a contract, right? Because if you think about D&D, lawful usually it indicates some kind of moral code and contracts, right? Whether you're lawful good and aligned with the angels or lawful evil and aligned with the devil, it's all about contracts and code. And this is lawful neutral. So this is this forge, right? And it can be so hot, right? The fire can be so strong that it literally causes many to burn to cinders instead, right? It does more than just reforge and usually, well, typically burns everything, which, you know, if we're talking about the lowest of low being associated with death and the highest of high being associated with life, many fall to cinders, right? And yet we have the survivor on the bottom, and underneath that is the uprising. So the survivor, okay? Now the survivor comes with a shield, which is, I believe, it's a constitution card. Now the abilities and the topics corresponding to constitution is health, home, and pain. All right, so let's get into the survivor. Okay. The survivor is neutral good. It represents a person who has been through an ordeal of some kind. Surrounded by fallen comrades, the man represents someone or something thought lost forever, but found once more. It can also represent rebirth. Misaligned, the survivor can evoke terrible news or a profound loss, which it's not misaligned here, right? So this is someone, and you can call it an alchemist, you can call it an earth angel, you can call them a light worker. It could very well be you right now watching this message who has been through an unreal amount of painful experiences in this life and still sit there and find gratitude. Still sit there and are thankful for everything that you've been through because you've learned and it's made you better. It's forged you into a better person. It's forged you, right, strength into a stronger person, stronger in your faith, stronger in your commitment to being a good person. It didn't break you, right? You are a survivor of what was essentially an energetic attack from the lowest of low, trying to pull you into their energy, trying to get you to become one of them, which is ironic because my toxic counterpart, when I left him, said to me, "You're going to end up just like me." And he was toxic as hell. And I looked at him dead in his face and I said, "I will never be you. Never." And he looked at me like, and I said, "No, never. I know how he is. I know how he is. And there's nothing he could say or do that wouldn't make me appreciate my life, including the lesson of him. Like, I find gratitude in everything." And so having gone through, especially those of you who have been through toxic counterparts, right? Or the quote unquote twin flame dynamic, right? And that toxic shit that you have left, toxicity, the stress, the feeling not good enough, the anxiety, the pain, the abuse, right? That you've gone through such horrible low energy and came out on top. You should, oh my God, like, talk about being aligned with the highest high. Talk about being aligned with the highest of the high. This is the energy you're in, if that is not confirmation for you. Okay? You have found this message to confirm that you have literally been through hell and rose above it. That you walked right out of hell's gate and said, fuck y'all. I'm going to the Most High. And that's where I'm going to stay. Like, you've chosen joy. You've chosen peace. You've chosen strength over cowardice, right? It takes a strong person to walk away from everything they've been taught is normal because it's not right. It's not right. You could be taught that abuse is normal. You can be taught that cowardice is normal. You can be taught that weakness is normal. You can be taught that being on your knees and begging for help from other people in codependency is normal, but it never felt right. It never felt right. That fear, that attachment, that anxiety, that what am I going to do? Panic. It never really truly felt normal. It never felt right. And you are aware of that. You are aware of that. You have been through the forge and survived. And this is where we rise, right? This is where we rise. Which does create a freaking whirlwind and an avalanche because the paladin's here. The paladin is under that. Just lawful good. So, getting into the who, the eclipse. Person or energy number 1 is the eclipse. And it's a wisdom card. Okay. Wisdom. The eclipse is lawful evil. It represents self-doubt and loss of purpose. This card afflicts those with faith in the divine, as their talents can wane under stress. It can also indicate a loss of a way along a path. If misaligned, it can augur an unheralded ability coming to the fore or a concealed location revealed. The eclipse energy, person number 1, are the people here. The people here. Contracted, committed, and in service to the most low. The fallen angels committed to the most low. These are the ones that do their damnedest, right? It literally says this card afflicts those with faith in the divine as their talents can wane under stress. These people go after the angels here. The angels aligned with the Most High. There are neutral people here. And there are those aligned with the most low and those aligned with the Most High. As far as I'm concerned, my toxic counterpart failed his mission. He failed his mission. If he tried to make me just like him, he failed. 100%. I love my life. He can't say the same, or at least he couldn't at the time. I beg to say he would be more like me. So, if I'm right, he is loving his life, which I hope he is. I hope he's in a state of gratitude and happiness. But these are the people, right? These are the people that try their damnedest. And we all know how I feel about the word try. Try their damnedest to make you stressed out, miserable, and low. That make you feel insecure and not good enough. They cannot win. They cannot win. They eclipse the sun, but they are not powerful enough to snuff out the light of the sun. They try and cast shade, they try and dim it, but the light never goes anywhere. The Most High is the Most High, and it is protected by the highest of the high. Right? The eclipse. Okay. Now, the desert. We're talking lawful evil, right? And it's complete opposite. The opposite of lawful evil on the scales of alignment is chaotic good. Chaotic good. Because lawful good, lawful evil, when they create a contract, the contract stands. But chaotic characters may at any moment break a contract. Because they do what is in their alignment, and it is usually in service to wherever the high or low scale is. The desert is aligned with chaotic good. Okay? So it says, the desert is an environment so bleak that none can survive it without aid. For those who find that aid, the journey across the wastes can lead to great things. When misaligned, it implies the subject cannot rely on the help of others and will assuredly be lost. The Sphinx on this card can refer to a mystic or a doctor bringing salvation in times of plague or illness. A mystic or a doctor, which is ironic because I was literally just having a conversation with Tanya. I was just having a conversation with Tanya Tomes and telling her that medicine should not be negated by holistics or mystics or those who are all up into the metaphysical of whatever, like natural, whatever. There's a reason why earth angels here created powerful medicine in order to combat the powerful dark here. The powerful dark, when it infiltrates our psyche and our being and starts to deteriorate the body, the physical body. Modern medicine, whose symbol is the caduceus, by the way, okay? Literally, Kundalini rising, right? The double snakes with the angel wings. Modern medicine to help people enjoy the gift of life so that they can work through and choose the Most High. It doesn't matter what state your physical body leaves this life in. It doesn't matter, so long as you are in a state of absolute gratitude by the time you go. That you can look back on this life and all that you've learned and all that has transpired and be truly grateful, knowing that the Most High has always been there and can't be blocked out. Modern medicine, right? Mystic or doctor, that you need some kind of aid to help you choose. That's why angels are here. That's why the lowest of the low, the fallen, are here. Trying this war with neutral humans. There are lowest of low fallen angels here, and there are highest of high angels here. And they're all helping you choose your right to choose, your free will as given by the divine was your free will. The most low would take it from you. And the Most High won't allow your free will to be jeopardized ever. You can choose to be happy and grateful despite all efforts otherwise by these characters. The journey can be bleak, right? Most people go up in cinders. And yet there are people here who come out of this energy, and you can stay in this life. That's why do you think people fight for life? Why do you think people, no matter how Instead of giving up, they could be 90 years old and getting a heart transplant to stay alive just one more year. Why do you think people fight for life? Because it is a divine gift from the Most High. We will not succumb without a fight. We won't do it. We won't do it. And we have doctors and mystics and sages and people here to help us on an energetic level like myself, or a physical level like doctors. There are people in this chat that watch my channel who serve in the highest as nurses, as anybody in the medical field. Doctors, you name it. Surgeons, like, they do this. They help people hold on to life so that they can continue to find gratitude. What happens when a person whose life is in jeopardy comes out of surgery and lives? How grateful they are to still be here. The gift of life and finding gratitude are inherently linked. This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. Okay. So we have the two at war. We have those trying to eclipse the light and those who are willing to fight in the darkness. Literally fighting in the night. Fighting in the shadow. To help you get through the night until the break of dawn, right? So to speak, the dark night of the soul, we have these healers here. They're all healers. Whether they're energetic, esoteric healers or mundane, real world healers. Then we have the dance and the publican, which came out together, and I can't seem to bring my head to separate them. So the dance and the publican. We're going to read these. Now, the dance is a dexterity card that is lawful good. Okay. And then the publican is a wisdom card. And that is chaotic good. Lawful and chaotic good. Hey, Rita, how you doing? So the dance. Lawful good. The dance is a rich and delicate framework, like the universe itself, requires everyone within it to abide by its rules, lest the entire construct collapse. It advises staying in perfect step, knowing your place in the greater good. Those who step out of the pattern do so at their peril. Misaligned, the pattern might be hypnotic, but not to the good of all, right? Which is illusion. So I was literally just talking about that, right? There's an order here. There's contracts here. There's lawful evil of the most low and lawful good of the most high. And there is a contract here that can only do so much because free will can't be infringed upon. This is a neutral zone. Earth, humanity, it's a neutral zone. The lowest of low can be present here as humans, and the highest of high can be present here as humans, and we all have free will, which means those most high players and those most low players can also flip because free will exists here. The most high and the most low have free will here and can absolutely switch. The neutrality of free will is never to be interfered with. Humanity is not really what we are at war with as light workers and alchemists and healers and earth angels. What we're at war with truly is the most low. One is attempting to bring the most high down, and one is attempting to bring the most low up. What's neutral is neutral. We were never at war, right? God and Satan, right? If you want to talk about the metaphorical or literal, whatever you believe, of God and Satan, the war was never actually with humans. It was with each other, the most high and the most low. Humans were always neutral. And so there were these rules, right? There were these rules, and we have the 12 universal laws. These are the rules. Everything manifests according to those 12 laws. The law of oneness, the law of gender, which is literally the law of duality, right? High masculine, high feminine, low feminine, right? We talk about this yin yang. That's literally the law of gender is yin yang. Everything has an action-oriented aspect, yang, and everything has a receptive, feeling, intuitive, sensing aspect, yin. The law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of relativity, right? It's all the rules here. This is the great dance. It literally has like the planets and shit around it. Look at that. Let me get this on my card holder because I made this too. So that my camera knows what the fuck to focus on. That's the dance. Literally has planetary bodies circling around it. There's rules here. And it advises staying in perfect step because knowing your place is in the greater good. Those who step out of the pattern do so at their own peril. Lawful evil cannot step out of line. They have to be in alignment with what is essentially the law of attraction. Like attracts like. Evil, quote unquote, evil or low energy cannot attach itself to anyone who is not of low energy. Or can only attach itself to those of low energy. You know what I meant. Those who are in high alignment, truly high alignment, low energy will not and cannot, without breaking the rules. It's perilous. The most low cannot align in reality with the most high. It can only be attracted to those who have low energy existing within them. If you have fear within the self, if you have insecurity within the self, if you have disbelief within the self, if you have lost faith, right? Lost faith, lost path, right? If you have lost your way, the most low will be able to connect with you on the physical plane in an attempt to pull you deeper into that low energy. And you can choose to recognize the stress via your feelings, via your yin, and choose via your yang to dismiss it and say, no, I know what you're doing. You're bringing a state of stress. You're bringing a state of attachment. You're bringing a state of guilt. You're bringing a state of low feelings to my reality, and I'm dismissing you. Thank you in the highest for showing yourself, because it reminded me that I'm in alignment with the Most High and I don't need your energy here. And they don't got to be in your life anymore. God, source, creator of the Most High, will literally put us with our own free will and choice through the perils of this forge for us to come out chosen, because we've chosen it. We've chosen the Most High. We've chosen to negate fear. No, you can't even attach to me. You don't even want to be around me. My light is so bright. The most low doesn't even want to be around me, because what happens? They result in cinders. It results in cinders. They are no longer here. The most low cannot stand in the presence and connect to the Most High if you have nothing but gratitude in your heart, and you know, in full faith in the divine, that you and the divine are not separate, that energy of the Most High is a choice within the self, and that you are not separate from it. Nothing and no one can take you from that choice. No one can disturb your peace. No one can disturb your joy. This is the beauty of our free will here. If you think about a chessboard, right? There are angels of different tiers, right? I was talking about that. And they've fallen, right? Certain ones have fallen. Those tiers still exist, right? If you get into most low lore, there's different levels, right, of dark energy, right? Dark entities. And they are at war here as well, in the form of humans, but they're at war here as well. If you think about a chessboard, there's different tiers. There's pawns, and there's rooks, and knights, and bishops, and the queen. Everybody tries to take out the queen, right? It's the first thing people try and take out. Get the queen. Get the queen so you can checkmate the Most High. Get the queen, right? Because that puts the player who's lost their queen at a serious detriment. The queen protects the king. So if you had some toxic ass counterpart try and drag you out of your high energy and make you forget who you were, remember, you are as valuable as the queen is in chess. You are that kind of player. Your tier here is super high. Super high. And they didn't take the queen, did they? Or you wouldn't be here listening to this message. They did not take your energy from you. They did not take your beautiful, beautiful high-aligned energy from you. How could they? How could they? Even a pawn can bring back the queen. Am I wrong? Even a pawn can bring back the queen. The queen is the only piece never truly gone. You can take her off the board and she can still come back. The only piece. You can take the queen out the game and a pawn can bring her back. We work together as a team. I know I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for my quote unquote pawns reminding me who I am and bringing me back every single time. So thank the Most High for the laws and rules here. Because the queen will never truly be taken out the game. Never. Not if there's a pawn still standing. Not if there's a pawn still standing. That queen can come back. So, the publican. Okay. The publican. Chaotic good. It represents the fellowship and camaraderie and a place of refuge for those in need. Most would find the Cyclops inconsequential, but he has insights relevant to the reading or a quest. Misaligned, the publican represents refuge unfound or false information given in a crucial moment. So being that it's not misaligned, right, and it's with the dance, we're talking about the way it works and refuge, fellowship, camaraderie, a place for those in need. The Cyclops literally has one eye in the center of his head. Is that not a third eye? Is that not a third eye? He has insights relevant to the quest. No different than the people here who have popped up. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? I just realized I just saw your name in the live chat. No different than the people that have popped in here. Is this not a place of refuge? Is this not a place of peace? Is this not a place of reminder and empowerment? Is this not affirmation? And not just here on my channel, but the different beautiful readers here on YouTube. the different beautiful people that we cross in this life. My divine rebel diamonds, shout out to all of you, my members here on the channel. Special shout out to Tanya Tomes and Stephanie Natasha of Dreamer Apothecary. Angels here, especially for myself, right? This is our fellowship. This is our fellowship of people when we can all get together and connect like this and be reminded that sometimes we need the reminder because we get caught up in it, right? And that we're taught chaos is normal, anxiety is normal, worry and depression and sadness are normal. Wishing that we would just die already is normal when it's not normal. Being here in settings like this, able to connect with people, are a reminder that we are in a space where we can choose and that we do not have to submit to the lowest of low. We can realign with the energy of the Most High, the reason why we're here, the gift and blessing of life, right? Yeah, common does not mean normal. Exactly, Amber. Exactly. Just because it's common does not mean it's normal. My family was a complete dysfunction. My father was an addict. Bad. There was nothing he wouldn't let himself get addicted to be completely fair. Bad alcoholic, bad gambler. And my mother was BPD. She had borderline personality disorder. She was BPD 100%. She was psychologically unstable. I was literally born in chaos. We're going to talk about the Forge. We want to talk about survivors. Because what happens when we grow up in trauma and it's common or familiar, we attract more of it. And no matter how much I attracted, I was like, this is not normal. This is not the way it's supposed to be. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is not normal. This is not the way you treat people. This is not the way you talk to people. This is not the way mothers should be talking to their daughters. This is not the way fathers should be treating their kids. Like, this is not the way. This is crazy. I do not understand it. Like, why people lie, I don't understand it, right? I don't understand. I mean, I understand that people don't want to get in trouble, and so they lie to get out of it. Maybe they were impulsive and didn't realize the repercussions of their actions. But it's like, why can't we make the truth normal, right? Like, just instead of lying, oh, no, I didn't do it. Be like, listen, I did it on an impulse. I didn't realize the ramifications of my actions. I totally did it. And if I had the, wherewithal to do it all over again and have the insight that I do now, I wouldn't do it the same. Like, I'm sorry. Like, why can't we make apologizing like normal? Like, I'm sorry. I was learning something. Like, I did something thinking it was right and it obviously wasn't. Like, I did what I did and didn't realize it was going to hurt you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I will not do it again. Like, why can't that be normal? Instead of lying and gaslighting and doubling down on shit and being toxic and keeping secrets, like, why can't we just be open? Right? And the people here, the light workers here, they all know that. I think that you break through that toughest level of growth when you decide that the chaos is wrong. Yeah. And you do not have to be sorry that it's wrong. Yeah. I literally looked at my mother dead in the face because she was ripping through me. I mean, my mother told me to go kill myself. She was fucking rough. Okay. And, she was ripping through me and she's like, it's tough love. The way I scream at you, the way I yell at you, it's tough love. And I looked at her, I said, no, it's not love. I said, that is not love. She goes, I've had 5 kids. I know what being a mother's like. Just because you have one doesn't mean you know anything. I've raised 5 kids. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you've got 5 kids. 3 of them you're estranged from. Just because you raised 5 doesn't mean you did it well, first off. I might only have my son, but I know damn right well the way I love my son, I would never talk to him the way you're talking to me right now, ever. I would never say the things that you are saying to me right now. Never. I could never be like you, ever. Ever. There is no way in hell you could ever convince me to talk to my son the way my mother used to talk to me. She could not convince me that it was right. You couldn't pay me all the money in the world to think it was right, because it's not, period. It's not right. Sometimes parents punish their kids. It is unreal. Like my mother would she's literally locked me in my room for like 3 days. And in the middle of it came in and stomped on my freaking rib cage, said it's all your fault, and stomped out, slammed and relocked the door. My mother. And if anybody asks her about that story, oh no, Grace is crazy. That never happened. That never happened. She made it up. I made it up. I made it up. For what purpose? For what purpose? I was locked in my room for 3 days. I snuck out when she went to the store so I can go to the bathroom and grab things from the kitchen that she wouldn't miss and eat it in my room and hide under my bed until she went to sleep. And then I'd sneak out of my room and put it back in the kitchen so she wouldn't know it was ever missing. You know? You're going to tell me that it's tough love? No, it's not. Some punishments are abusive. They're abusive. And it's not normal. It's not normal. Like, people need to recognize as adults, as young adults, as teenagers, as kids, it is not normal. There is a difference between discipline and abuse. It's not normal. I literally sought out counselors throughout my life in school, like guidance counselors, whether it was middle school or high school or college. Like, I sought out counselors to talk about it because the big thing in my house was, you don't tell the family's business. You don't talk about the family as family business, because they knew on some level, like they knew it was fucking wrong. They knew. Because my thing is, if you can't tell somebody the truth, if you can't be open and honest about it, then you shouldn't be doing it. That's my line with my son. If I can't tell him the truth, if I got to lie about it, then I'm in misalignment, because I wouldn't actually ever want to keep anything from my son. If I can't be honest about it, if I can't tell him the truth, I probably shouldn't be doing it. And if he felt the need to not be able to tell somebody something and he felt the need to keep it a secret, then it's in misalignment. I sought out counselors at school and was like, is this normal? And they were like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so I'm not crazy? No, you're not crazy. Thank you. Thank you. Like, we're talking about the fellowship of people, right? We're talking about healers. There's different kinds of doctors. Yeah, there's medical doctors. There's also mental, psychological doctors, right? We've got therapists out there. We've got counselors out there helping people in this war, right? This war between the most high and the most low of energy. Reminding us, no, you're not crazy. No, that's not normal. No, that's awful, actually. Okay, good. I just needed to make sure I wasn't crazy because it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. You know what I mean? And this is the forge. This is why we have these people here. This is why I'm here. Why do you think I put in PTO to be here? Because first and foremost, like, I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I love my job. I am grateful for my job. But damn it, I am in service to the Most High first. That's my boss. Before any other boss, I am in service to the Most High. And if the Most High tells me to put in PTO and give a message, you damn right I am. I'm going to put PTO in, and I'm going to leave my job early because I have a divine job that I am dedicated to in soul to never miss a beat on. Never. All right. Let's get into some specifics. For those of you who need it right now. Identification. Identification of tactic. This is my energy alignment deck. It is a deck of my own creation. Okay. Give me some insight into the eclipse. What is the tactic at play right now? What tactic is the most low using? Okay, so people in alignment with the most low. All right, give me energy for those aligned with the most high, the desert energy. All right, and give me energies of the dance and the publican. What is going on within the dance? Damn. Top of the deck is desirable. Bottom of the deck is non-committal. Okay, that is the shadow. Now, we desire to be self-approving. Okay. Self-approving. That we can approve of whatever we choose. Whether we love and approve of ourselves for choosing the most low, or loving and approving ourselves for being the most high, in alignment with the most high. If we can love and approve of ourselves for being in a state of depression and loss and anxiety and fear, more power to you. Most of us desire to self-approve in light, in the energy of the most high. Feeling grateful, feeling joy, feeling happy, feeling safe, right? Feeling high aligned feelings, feeling abundant, right? That gratitude. Most of us desire to feel that way. The problem is we don't commit to it. We psych ourselves out and we have moments of doubt. Well, what if? And we let the mind think logically and turn off that intuitive, receptive, psychic, right, which is attached to the divine self. Like I could have easily got the ping from spirit this morning that was saying, put in PTO. And I could have been like, reasoning, I only have 7 hours of PTO available. I don't want to put in PTO right now. It will take me 2 months to get that PTO back. Maybe I should just do it when I get home. I'll just go live when I go home. No, that was not the intuitive guidance I was getting. The intuitive guidance I was getting was use your PTO and take off. I don't argue with spirit. But I could have easily said, no, I'm going to do it later. I don't want to lose my PTO. I don't want to blah, blah, blah. I don't want to make my boss think whatever. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to have given into that thought train, I would have not committed to the highest good I was intuitively being guided to, right? Trust spirit. It's all good, right? It's all good. There's a reason for everything, right? Even Sherry, who would have never caught me live otherwise because she's in frickin' Australia, was able to catch me. You know what I mean? Like timing is everything with spirit. So with the eclipse, we've got self-detrimental, gives too many chances in the reverse. We've got intentional manifester in the reverse and joy-oriented. So right now, those who are in alignment with the most low, with this energy being in reverse, are working towards self-mercy, which is light. It's light. The way this would look is the scales flipping, okay, the way these cards look. Self-detrimental, giving too many chances, is the shadow in reverse, which is essentially aligning with self-mercy. They're having a hard time doing it, but they're doing it. Self-mercy. I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to feel this way. Because I'll tell you this, whenever an earth angel here, those in service to the Most High, remember who they are. The quote-unquote narcissist empath dynamic and the alchemist vampiric dynamic. When you think about those two energies, when a alchemist or a light worker defeats or overcomes the temptation and pull of a vampiric energy, that vampiric energy ends up in a situation where they are with a lower or high, well, more profoundly tiered low energy. And it pushes them, right? Because the darkness serves the light. There's a reason why it's that saying, right? They end up with a lower aligned energy. So for example, when I left my toxic counterpart, he was pushed into a situation where the person he's in a dynamic with now is darker than him. Even further from the Most High. They are lower than him. So he can either submit and go lower, or I don't deserve this and elevate. Whenever a light worker or an alchemist refuses to descend and chooses to elevate instead, per the rules, because that vampiric energy lost, right? I had said he did not complete his mission. If his mission was to bring me down a tier, he failed his mission, which means now he's in this cycle with a even lower energy, and he can choose to continue to submit or evolve, right? So now they're in a position of finding mercy for the self. The problem is they don't know how to intentionally manifest yet. They don't know how to intentionally manifest yet. Intentional choices. They're still reacting to the reality and have not reclaimed control over their life. Life is still happening to them instead of the perception of it happening for them, right? Instead of them choosing, right, like the alchemist did, chose to elevate, chose to leave, refused to descend, right? They're still reacting. They're still reacting to the situation and attempting to create joy. Even the fallen angels were still once angels. They're trying to create joy in low energy, which does not exist, right? The laws, like attracts like. The 12 universal laws, the rules here, you cannot create high aligned energy and low aligned energy. So those who are lawful evil in the eclipse, right, this lowest of low energy, have failed a mission with light. They have failed a mission to have the light descend to darkness, right? They've had a failed mission and are now learning to intentionally manifest because they're being blindsided by bad choices. Intentional manifester in reverse is being blindsided by bad choices. They're joy-oriented, but they're being blindsided. And they're like, I'm giving way too many chances, right? I've got to show myself mercy. I'm giving too many chances. This is a self-detrimental position, right? So the low right? Or those farther from the Most High are learning how to intentionally manifest instead of react. Because right now, the outer experience, which is a reflection of their inner world, is controlling them. They're responding to the outer. They're reacting to the outer instead of responding. Instead of recognizing it for the mirror that it is, that their inner is reflecting in the outer, that they're manifesting chaos, that the most low energy is attaching to them and manifesting in their experience to pull them down deeper, right? Let's pull them down deeper. They don't realize that that's what's happening. They don't realize that their inner is reflecting in the outer. And that all of these low energies or these detrimental people that they're being blindsided by, they don't realize in their purpose or desire, right? In their desire for self-approval, which is the highest energy, right? To be abundant, they haven't committed to it yet. That's the shadow. They haven't committed to it yet in the overall energy. And so right now, those who were aligned with the most low and are in a state of descent, or at least were in a state of descent, are being blindsided by the logical choices that they're making and wondering why it's not creating joy. And it's because they're not receptive. They're not listening to their intuition. They're not listening to the highest of the Most High that is still connected with them, right? This is purple crown chakra energy. They're not in alignment with the truth. It's in reverse. This is throat chakra energy, which means how can they create sacral energy? It's very difficult, but so long as they're joy oriented, they're going to start to question the state of things. Like, this is not what I intended. I'm intending for joy, and it's not what I intended, right? Now, those aligned with the Most High, right? The desert. Those aligned with the Most High. We've got self-compassion, receptive, and perceptive. These are all third eye and crown chakra cards. They all came out upright and in the light, right? The aspects on the back, the shadows that we have overcome in order to be in the light, right? We've overcome the bleeding heart, which is the blind empath. We've overcome the bleeding heart as the blind narcissist. And we have stopped negating our own feelings out of compassion for others. Can I get a hallelujah? Because this energy has been mastered. If you're in this energy right here, if you're a fucking healer, legit, whether you're an esoteric healer, a mental, psychological, emotional healer, or a physical healer, hell, you could be a financial consultant because finances are a currency that resonates through the heart chakra. You could be a financial advisor helping people clean up their fucking financial problems, and you're a healer. Because what happens when we're out of fucking money and we have piles of debt? We're stressed the fuck out, are we not? Are we not stressed the fuck out when we are financially struggling? There's a reason why money resonates through the heart chakra. Financial advisors are healers here. I shit you not. So these energies, we have overcome the narcissistic empath dynamic and stop negating our own feelings out of compassion for others. We found our value. We found our value. We have chosen the Most High definitively. Peace and gratitude. Peace and gratitude. Which means our crown chakra is open and our third eye is open. We're receiving the downloads. We're receiving what we need to receive in the outer experience and perceiving what needs to be perceived in the outer experience and within the self. We're thinking and seeing correctly. And we were having that whole conversation about seeing it's common, but knowing it's not normal, knowing something's off, something's not right about this. That whole conversation, that's this energy. That's this energy. Self-compassion. Self-compassion. Something ain't right here. I don't deserve this. This is low energy. This is stressing me out. This is causing me to doubt myself. I'm not this energy. I'm not meant to suffer like this. This is not normal. Suffering is not normal. We aren't born and go to work and then we die. Like, that is not life. Life is not drudgery. Life is a gift. Why would I be depressed? Why would I be pessimistic? Why would I hate my life? Why would I want to die? Why would I be crying myself to sleep because I hate my life when I could choose different? When I could choose different. When I was stressed out and chose to leave my mother, I was literally sleeping in a freaking car with a 4-year-old in the middle of January. And I ended up getting a place. I ended up getting my own place. One of my earth angels, one of my fellowship here, my grandmother, came through. I said, you don't have to suffer. Why did she say I didn't have to suffer? Because I chose not to suffer. I made the choice to leave my incredibly toxic family situation. That I don't deserve this. This is not normal. And literally jumped in my car with all my shit, a 4-year-old in a car seat, and dipped. And friends were letting me stay at their house with my son until my grandmother came through and gave me a place. When you align with the Most High and you know that you are not meant to suffer, you won't. And no matter how many times you forget, no matter how many times the queen is taken off the board, a pawn can bring you back. We're playing chess. No matter how many times the queen gets taken off the board, a pawn can bring you back. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Like, my toxic counterpart, my ex, took me off the board. As a queen, took me off the board. And a pawn brought me back. Bitch. You thought you took me out the game? You thought you had me on the run. You thought you had me on the run. Sweetie, you don't know who I am. You don't understand the power I hold within me, but I do. But I do. No matter how many times the queen is taken off the board, a fucking pawn can bring her back. It doesn't matter who has the queen, quote unquote, on the run. It doesn't matter what pieces are trying to corner her and take her out. It doesn't matter. She can come back if she needs to come back, and she will. The divine would have it. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. Now, the dance. What is the dance is dealing with right now? The universe and the fellowship, right, which is the publican. We're dealing with pessimistic, high anxiety shadows. We're dealing with being a terrible judge of character, a dream waster, brutish energy, ungrateful, and entitled. This is what the collective is dealing with right now. All shadow cards came out. All shadow right now. The fellowship, those keeping the order of the dance, are dealing with insane shadows right now. Insane shadows. Mind you, there's rules here. The rules cannot be broken without, quote unquote, peril, right? According to the descriptions in the book. Please, if you are here catching this message, live or in the replay, let not yourself be triggered. Let not yourself be triggered. Things are not falling apart around you. That is this mentality. Things are not falling apart around you. Things in the world are not falling apart. They're not falling apart. It doesn't matter what it looks like. There's rules here for a reason. Things fall into place. Things fall into place. You might not have yet learned. You might not have learned yet clairsentience. You might not have learned yet optimism. You might not have learned yet dream achiever. You might not have learned yet sensuality. You might not have learned yet gratitude. 3 third eye cards. 3 third eye cards. There's all kinds of theories, conspiracy theories about people trying to shut the third eye. From calcifying the pineal gland to fucking news. You turn on the news and your third eye will shut pretty darn quick. You start buying into that shit. That's why I don't even fucking own TV. No. No, thank you. Sensual and gratitude. These two energies, the sacral and the heart chakra, flank the solar plexus, which is the authenticity of the self. Being sensual is not just related to sexuality. It's about being in flow with creation. It's about taking your time. It's about grace with the process. It's about understanding. Like, I'll give the example of pottery, like ceramics, right? If you're making, literally, if you're throwing down clay, you can't just bang and mash it into a pot. You have to take your time and feel, right? You have to feel it with your fingers, feel the thickness and mold it into the shape that you want as it's spinning, right? The dance as it's spinning. Being in this alignment of being one with the creation. That you are not separate from the creation. The creation isn't going to form itself, and you can't just force it. You have to work it. You have to let it spin. You have to flow with it. Sensuality. When we're creating, we can't just manipulate things and force it to happen. Being brutish or brash, rough and aggressive. My way or the highway. If you're not happy, you know where the door is. You bet your ass I know where the door is. And if that's the way you're going to be, I'm out. I'm out. Thank you for showing me your energy. Thank you for showing me the low alignment that you connected to with me. I'm out. I dismiss you from my presence. I dismiss the shadow. I'm elevating beyond it. I dismiss you. No matter how many times you show up, I'm going to dismiss you every time. I'm going to elevate beyond it every time. It's not normal. No, talking to me like that's not normal. Being brutish, brash, and rude. Throwing power at me. Well, this is my house. I do this. I do that. It's my roof. I pay for it. My rules. I'm out. I'm out. Just because it's common that people talk that way doesn't make it normal. This is my house. I pay the bills. I pay for the roof. It's my house, my rules. All right, well, your rules put me in a state of stress, and your attitude put me in a state of not feeling good enough. And your demeanor and the way you talk to me make me extremely uncomfortable, and it doesn't feel good. So I'm out. That is energy of the most low. I hope you heal. My prayers will go out to you when I think of you and you pop into my head. I'll pray for you. I'm out. I've said it a million times to people. I would rather live happy in a cardboard box and at peace in a cardboard box than live in a state of being under tyranny. And that is the energy of the most low, is tyranny. It's control, it's power, it's aggressive. It doesn't feel good. It's sufferable. No, thank you. I've left it every time. Damn, slept in a fucking car in the middle of January with a 4-year-old, right? Won't do it. Won't do it. And where those choices have got me, well, I'm very much at peace in my life. I'm not living in a state of tyranny, in attachment, codependency, or despair. I don't pity myself. I'm super grateful. I have everything I need. My son's happy and at peace. So am I. And I could drop $100 on fucking charms to create pineapple charming without thinking twice about it. I'd say life is pretty fucking good. Thank you, Most High. Thank you, energy of the Most High. I will stay in you more often. I will never forget. In this life or the next, I will never forget. And everybody can choose it here. That's the beauty of it. Everybody can choose it here. Even those in the energy of the most low, the energy of the most high would welcome them back to the highest alignment, should they choose it. And people here are choosing it. And that's the beauty of it all. People here are choosing it. Stay in connection with your clairsentient ability. Stay in connection with optimism, which is literally faith. It's the law of relativity at its finest. It could always be worse, right? It might be bad, but it could always be worse. Thank you. I'm grateful. It could be worse. Always stay in alignment with the fact that you can achieve your dreams. If you could see it here and it feels really good, trust that when you're in that sensual flow and grateful with the Most High, that everything that you desire can be achieved. Everything that you desire can be achieved. Remember that what you're picturing, whether it's a mundane dream that you want to manifest, or a feeling of joy that you want to manifest, and you're just simply picturing yourself smiling, happy, and maybe you're laughing, like fucking laughing tears, uncontrollable, just fucking laughing. Whatever it is that you want to manifest here and what you see here, as long as you stay in faith, as long as you stay in gratitude, as long as you continue to do as you're guided, right? That receptive, perceptive, self-compassion energy, as long as you stay in alignment with it, you will always manifest those of the Most High here to help you continue forward, to help you elevate in this land of neutrality, right? There are healers here. On all levels, there's healers here. And you will connect with them and they will help you every step of the way. They will help you every step of the way. I personally am sworn within myself to serve the Most High whenever it calls me to do so, including taking PTO. Shit. If I had to leave early, I just straight up told my boss I had to leave early, PTO or not. Boss, something came up. I apologize. It's personal. I gotta go. I know I'm going to lose the hours. I got to go. Like if that was the case, that was the case. I just so happen to have PTO. Spirit don't want me to lose the hours on my paycheck. That's fine by me. I mean, that's a win-win. That's a win-win, you know? So, yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to get a little more specific before I wrap it up. I'm going to get more specific and then I'm going to pull some guidance. Okay. first tarot deck I ever owned. I've had this since I was 16. No, 12. I started astrology when I was 16. I started reading cards when I was 12. 37 now. It's been a long time that I've had this deck. It's been, what is that, 25 fucking years? All right. Insight into the eclipse. What is going on in the mundane world of things with those aligned in the eclipse energy? Page of Cups, Four of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Fool. Clarities, please. Clarify the Knight of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Four of Wands. Clarify the Four of Wands. The Hierophant. Clarify the Queen of Swords. The King of Cups. Clarify the Fool. The Two of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. That's ignition. That's ignition and spark. That's new energy. And the Magician. Having all the tools necessary to spark. That is the light in the dark. That's like the Big Bang energy. So those who are involved with the eclipse energy, right? Those fallen angels who have been of service to the most low, who are looking towards self-mercy, who are learning about intentionally manifesting, right? Being joy-oriented. There's a spark going off. Yo, there is a shift happening. There is a power shift happening. Yo, the ripple is real. The ripple is real. The Knight of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles is compassion for that which has failed. The Knight of Cups as an expression of compassion or love in, what's the word I'm looking for? In the acknowledgement of failure. In some decks, the Seven of Pentacles is a failure. It did not reap the result that was intended, right? The Knight of Cups is literally an expression of compassion or self-love in lieu of failure. It didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. The fallen are choosing to recognize that what they have pursued in attachment to their low energy has not panned out the way they thought. They're learning. Four of Wands, twin flame energy lessons. Chiron lessons with the Hierophant. They're learning about gratitude. The sign of Taurus that rules the Hierophant is all about gratitude and the beauty of this physical world reality and what it teaches us. The Four of Wands is about union within the self, a stable spirit, which is what they are desiring. Joy and celebration, which is the Four of Wands, comes from stability within the spirit. You cannot get stability of spirit and celebrate joy, right? That joy-oriented card that they had, you can't get it unless you learn and heal. The Hierophant, that Chiron energy, is learning through martyrdom and suffering to elevate the self. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. If you think about it, the North Node, right, is going to flip into Aries. What's in Aries? Chiron. Chiron. The North Node is going to click. Aries. Chiron, Aries. Aries being the sign of the self, and where the first sign of the zodiac, where the self needs to heal. The North Node is like the divine's finger going boop, and pinging the first domino off. It sets off a chain of events, a ripple. North Node is the divine, literally clicking the first domino and setting off a chain of events to heal the self. The collective self, right? We've got the Queen of Swords here. Queens are fixed energy. Swords are air, so fixed air. We've got Aquarius here. And then the kings. Kings are cardinal energy. The suit of cups is water. So cardinal water is Cancer. We have Cancerian energy and Aquarian energy. Can also be Pisces and Libra, depending on how you read the cards. Okay. Queen of Swords being Libra and the King of Cups being Pisces. Now, Cancer, the sun's in Cancer. And everything in Cancer right now is trining on Piscean energy, right? Which is Neptune and Saturn, right? As of current. Saturn being divine order in the sign of the soul, Pisces. From a place of intuitive nurturance, that is Cancer. Those energies are working together right now to create balance and elevation of the mind, Libra and Aquarius. Aquarian energy is the sign of, well, I mean, Aqua is a healer. We talk about Aqua as a healer. Is bringing balance to the healing of higher perspective. Aquarius is the highest of the air signs. It is the most evolved. It is higher perspective. It is frequency. Even the symbol itself is two jagged lines. Most high energy, most low energy. And they parallel. And we choose, right? And we choose. Queen of Swords, King of Cups. With this eclipse person. Whoever the eclipse represents in your world and your knowledge of people and beings, right? Who you've crossed. Who in their attempt to bring you down ended up failing their mission to do so, right? They're being more reasonable and in touch with their feelings, right? That self-mercy. That self-mercy. Being vulnerable. The King of Cups is about being vulnerable about their emotions, which means they're simply acknowledging the truth about how they feel. People think vulnerability means crying and being whatever, having a meltdown. That's not vulnerability. Vulnerability is simply being honest with yourself and others about the way you feel. And using your words clearly and concisely to get the point across. Queen of Swords does not beat around the bush. She's rather dry. Okay? It's very matter of fact. And that's what's being expressed. The eclipse person is saying very matter-of-factly, this is how I feel. They're being honest. And they're taking a leap of faith on Two of Cups energy. A leap of faith on Two of Cups energy, which means they may have connected because they are not the most low. They are not the furthest from the most high, right? The most low would be quote unquote Satan, Okay, that is the most low. If God, source, creator is the most high, then Satan is the most low, and everything else is just a little bit closer to the most high, even if it's low. So they connected with someone with, if you think about yin yang, that little bit of light that's in the darkness, they connected with they connected with a healer. Unbeknownst to them, they connected with a healer in the dance of things. It might have been you, the person they left, or the person that left them. Teaching them, this is not normal. You cannot behave that way. People that love you will leave. It is not acceptable. Right? And now they're in the same boat. Like, damn, this really isn't acceptable. Being treated like this is not acceptable, because now they're being treated like that in some which way, shape, or form by someone else. Someone who is lower or further from the most high than them. They're learning. It's pushing them into elevation, right? They're taking a chance, a leap of faith on a soulmate who's in alignment, that maybe what is being said is not correct. Even the Fool, it's Uranian energy. It's Aryan energy, Uranian energy. And Uranus is Aquarius's ruling planet. It's a curveball, a maverick. It's the electricity. It's the revelation. You're like, you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm going to take a leap of faith. Because the leap of faith is going to do one of two things, depending on the person who connected with them. Okay. Depending on the person who connected with them, the Fool card walks over the edge of a cliff. And either two things happen. They are miraculously saved, like Gandalf lands on a fucking eagle type shit, or they fall to their peril, right? The Fool can do one of two things. So depending on which soulmate they're taking a leap of faith on, it's either going to cause them further descent or elevation. And because this came in the upright, they're elevating. The eclipse energy is actually elevating. Okay. Which is a fucking awesome energy to read. As a reader, as a person who works for the Most High, in service to the Most High, that is awesome energy to read. I'm really glad I got to read it, to be fair. Okay. So the energy of the desert, right? Those who resonate with the desert energy, the healers, right? The healers present here for others to show the way, right? There's alchemists, empaths, right? That are on their way up towards being light workers, who are getting out of the empath narcissist dynamic, right? All of those energies. Compassion for the self. Receptive, perceptive energy. What is going on right now? Insight into what is going on with them right now. We got the Lovers. Okay. Which was originally the Choice card. It is a high union with the self energy. We've got the Knight of Swords, communication. Wow, the Tower. Revelation. The Tower is revelation. All right, clarify the Lovers, please. I fucking love the Tower card. Y'all don't even know. That is Mars energy. And I'm not surprised with Mars going into Virgo, because it literally desires and demands perfection. And Virgo, it's of the soul. So that Tower energy is demanding perfection of the soul right now, being in Virgo, right? Regardless of when you catch this message. Clarify the Lovers, please. Yes, the humbling of the ego. Like, that's literally what the Tower is. It's the humbling of the ego, which is the lower self, right? Trying to take control. Clarify the Knight of Swords, please. Clarify the Knight of Swords, please. That's a story. Okay, we're going to hold that there. Clarify the Tower. All right. Strength card on the bottom. 3 of Pentacles on top. We're talking lawful good energy here, because the Three of Pentacles is all about contracts and the work, right? Doing the work. The Strength card is Archangel Ariel. And the quieting of the ego, right? The lion that wants to roar and react is taking pause to respond instead. Okay. Now we have the Lovers clarifying the Five of Wands, which in my mind is the reconciliation of the inner conflict, right? This is the union within the self, which understands the power struggles with the outer experience. It's choosing the high self, choosing to elevate, calling in our angels, right? Choosing that path to call in our angels and say, hey, we've got this mountain in front of us. And the angel says, don't worry about it, right? This inner conflict that the desert may have. Hey, there's a mountain in front of me. And the angel says, don't worry about the mountain, right? Because worry is an energy of the most low. Don't worry. Being solution oriented in divine faith, solutions just show up. Mountains get removed, right? I think that's even a verse somewhere in the Bible or one of the books connected with the Bible, that if you ask the mountain to move, the mountain will move. You know, like, don't worry about the mountain. If the mountain can't be there, then there will be a way where the mountain is no problem. No problem. We've got this revelation about missed opportunities coming in, and or the divine is offering new opportunity in a very karmic situation, right? The divine will come through. I was talking about that too. Talking about the divine coming through. No matter what you choose, if you choose to level the fucking playing field, the universe can bring the queen back. Right? A pawn can bring the queen back. You can be in a third party karmic situation that you've been focused on, and the universe says, here's emotional stability. What is the number 4? It's stability. Cups is emotion. Here, gain your sight back. Gain your sight back. Clairsentience. Here you go. Revelation, right? Revelation. The universe brings in revelation. Then the Knight of Swords. We've got the 7 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Confusion with the 7 of Cups regarding heartbreak is what is changing. The confusion. You're welcome, Sandy. I'm glad I took PTO off for this too. The 7 of Cups with the 3 of Swords. This is confusion around heartbreak, right? That which causes mental anguish. The suit of Swords is mental. It's the realm of thought, right? The Swords is the suit of thought, thinking. This is pain inside the mind, confusion as to why things happen the way that they did. And that's changing. That's what's being communicated to you and all others in alignment with being a healer here in the desert energy. In this energy, they're getting communications like this from all the different people who are in alignment, getting revelations coming through. Because I guarantee you, I am not the only one today having this fucking conversation. People might be having this conversation in private. People might be having conversations with their therapist. People might be having conversations like this with other people who were guided on YouTube to go live, to put up some kind of post or put up some kind of message out there in the ether for people to resonate with, because the desert, the queen just showed back up on the board. The queen just showed back up on the board. Think about that. The queen showed back up on the board. The queen just showed back up on the board. The revelation. The queen's not gone. The queen wasn't taken out. She might have disappeared for a time, but she wasn't gone. Not for good. Not for good. No. We're not reacting anymore. We're taking a moment of pause and saying, why is my outer reflecting that energy? What energy of the most low have I not transmuted, healed, and found gratitude for within the self that I haven't dismissed this from my outer experience yet? You're no longer needed. That painful energy, thank you for your presence. You're no longer required. I remember my worth. I remember my value. I remember my power. I know this isn't normal. I'm not going to accept that it is either. I'm not going to allow the pain to perpetuate in my mind and be a part of my reality. I am the creator. I am the magician. I can create any reality that I want. You don't have to be a part of my reality. You don't have to be a part of my reality. It doesn't mean the path won't be wrought with minor challenges, but all of those challenges can be overcome. All of those mountains, the divine said, what mountain? What mountain? Don't worry about the mountain. It's no different. Like when I left with my son in the middle of January, I had a 4-year-old in a packed car and didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. All I knew was I couldn't stay in that toxic house. That's all I knew. Spirit, where am I going to live? What money am I going to have? And that was the mountain that I was facing. And Spirit said, don't worry about the mountain. I got it. Don't worry about the mountain. Universe rearranged. And in a matter of 2 weeks, I had my own apartment. Think about it. Universe said, what mountain? Don't worry. Worry is the most low's energy. Faith is the most high's energy. Stay in faith. Stay in gratitude. You might not know the path or the whole plan, but the divine does. The most high does. Your angels would never leave you as above or so below. Things line up. Divine conversations be had. The queen always comes back. It always comes back. Chess, the queen can always come back. Don't ever count yourself out. Don't ever give up. You're the queen. You're the queen on the board. You are the queen piece on the board. Never give up just because you've been removed from the board, just because you got detoured by some darker, most low energy. Don't be upset with yourself. It was a part of the game. It ain't over until it's over. And it ain't over because you're off the board. It's not over because the queen's off the board. The game continues. The game continues. Energy into the dance. What is going on? Energy into the dance and the publican. What is going on? What is going on with the dance and the publican? The 10 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, the World card, the 7 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups. Well, that explains all the shadow cards that came out. The 10 of Swords clarified by the 7 of Swords. That's sabotage. That's ruin because of lies to the self and letting people steal your energy. Letting other people steal their energy. 5 of Cups is disappointment and luxury with this deck. People are learning money's not everything. Straight up. Money is not everything. There's cycles closing. And is bringing us into alignment with our soulmates. Love in the highest. fixed love, right? Fixed nurturance. The world is fixed energy. That is fixed Venus in Cancer. Talking about the angels, the four figures in the corners here are the faces of the cherubim that I was talking about at the beginning. Some people say it's the fixed signs, and it is. But it's the cherubim. It's the faces of the 4 cherubim that are the Most High. Hi, Shaylee. How you doing? Yeah. It's the Most High. I'm good. I'm good. I'm off of work doing the lives. Yeah, there's a kind of balance being restored here. Okay. There's definitely a balance being restored here worldwide. Worldwide. Collectively speaking, really. And the tower's on the bottom. The tower's on the bottom. With the King of Coin on top as a master manifester. Listen. The Most High. Source Creator. Knew what it was doing the day that of the Most Low came to exist. The Most High knew what it was doing. It's brilliant. God, Source Creator, is brilliant. The universal laws here are brilliant. The devil, quote unquote, most low, could never be more brilliant than the Creator, the Most High. Never. The Most High knew what it was doing. And whatever is risking or could ever risk the balance being thrown off, the Most High knows exactly what to do to get it back in balance, back in alignment with free will. That the order, the contract between the Most High and the Most Low, the deal that was made, the rules that were laid could not be broken. Could not be broken. Money is not everything. Money is the root of almost everybody's fucking stress. I mean, gosh, people inside relationship dynamics fight over money more than anything else. Of all the issues that couples fight about, that partnerships fight about, it's money. All of the stress is caused by money. People are going to be learning that money's not everything. That's what's coming. If we've been ruining the self and lying to the self and placing all of this disappointment, which is an energy of the Most Low, disappointment, we've been putting all of this disappointment surrounding luxury, the cycle is going to close and we're going to realign with soulmate energy, love and nurturance energy, intuitive, receptive, listen to my intuition, this isn't right energy. If the pendulum can swing all the way over here, divine balance would have it, it's going to swing all the way over here until eventually some kind of beautiful equilibrium is reached. Okay. And if the pendulum's been all the way over there and we've reached some kind of low, collectively as a world, as a people, it's going to swing back in the opposite direction. It's universal law. It has to. It has to. So please hold faith. Please remember what's important. Please do as you're guided. Please stay in alignment with your own self. Follow your joy. Follow your feel-goods. Follow it. Don't let yourself be talked out of it with logic and reason. the universe would have me here and put in PTO to come home and do a fucking reading to give this message. I'm like, all right, Spirit, whatever, I'm down. It would feel good for me to listen. It would not have felt good for me to ignore Spirit. It would not have felt good. I'd have been sitting there like, should I have gone home? Should I have not gone home? I would have started doubting, right? I would have started going through all the gamut of, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? Maybe I would have got home and been too tired. Said I'd been up since 1:30 this morning. Maybe I would have got home from work after staying an extra 3 hours and been too tired. Fuck it, I guess it could wait. No, I would have missed the window. I would have missed the divine window that the universe gave me. I need you home right now. I need you home right now. I need you live right now because people need to hear this message. And that's it. I said, fine, Spirit. Fine. God, Source Creator's my boss. That's my boss. I love my actual boss at work. I love my job. But I don't not listen to the divine. Hell, I even gave my boss the opportunity to tell me to stay. And he said no. I said, are you sure? You sure you don't want me to stay? He goes, you don't have to stay. I said, that's a yes or no question. And I tell him all the time, I trust him. I said, it's a yes or no question. And he said, no, go home. Take your time off. All right. Divine confirmation. I'm going home. The message was given. So I love y'all very much. I am really glad I put in PTO. And I'm really glad that you guys are going to be able to catch this in divine time. I'm going to make a playlist at some point for all of these random messages that come through as I'm guided for those who need it. And until next time, I love you all. Take care of yourselves and stay in alignment with the Most High until we see each other again.